Nigerian-based Access Bank now says it intends to conclude the buyout of National Bank of Kenya by the second quarter of this year. Operations and the transfer of ownership to Access Bank are expected to follow after the legal closing of the transaction, according to Sheyi Kumapayi, the executive director, African subsidiaries at Access Bank, which has a skilled integration team collaborating with the National Bank of Kenya to ensure a seamless transition. Once again, Jimmy Mbogo with the details.
It is an acquisition that has continued to make headlines in the country owing to numerous conditions that have been put in place. Among them, a condition from the Competition Authority of Kenya to ensure that employees of National Bank of Kenya are retained for at least 1 year following the acquisition. An issue that Access Bank Executive Director for African Subsidiaries, Sheyi Kumapayi, says should not be a problem. In his response to Citizen TV, Mr. Sheyi noted, and I quote, "Given the complementary skills of their employees, the unique skills and experience of local management at the acquired bank and leveraging them both locally and across the group as appropriate. However, should any NBK employee choose not to transfer their employment to Access Bank Group, they will be entitled to terminate their employment with Access Bank following due process under local regulation and best practices." End of quote. Further, Access Bank says it intends to complete the transaction and commence operation in the Kenyan market by the second quarter, which will be characterized by strategic review immediately after the legal closing. Sheyi says Access Bank will review, and I quote, "the bank's strategy and operation, including assessment of branch performance and proximity to Access Bank branches. This review will take into account the rationalization of NBK's extensive branch network and presence in key locations, aligning with Access Bank's growth target and scale objective in Kenya." But just what prompted Access Bank to acquire a seemingly struggling lender? Sheyi says they considered NBK's strong local brand, which they want to blend with Access Bank's already established operations in the country. He says this will enable them to increase their market share while targeting SME market, arguing that NBK's past as a government-owned entity gives it valuable exposure to the public sector, which will complement Access Bank's Kenya's current limited exposure in this area through the integration. Access Bank timelines, however, may face headwinds following the delays in approval from their domestic regulator, an issue that the lender has remained silent over. Jimmy Mbogo, Citizen TV, Nairobi.